Okay, so here's the tank, still in my basement, and it's time to get it back in the garage. So today I'm gonna disassemble it, put it back in the garage, at least get the hull together so that I can, it's ready to put the engine in. When I put it down here, if I remember right, it took me 7 hours to disassemble it, move the parts down, reassemble it down here. So it should take less than that just to get the hull reassembled outside. And then hopefully this weekend I'll get the engine installed so I can measure how long of a belt I need to order and figure out the parts I need to make to add a firewall to seal the engine compartment off from the fighting compartment. And then I got to add a new subfloor to separate the, to go above the belt. So I'll measure out all that and then see how far I get this weekend. Okay, well, I got the hull built out in the garage. The turret's still in the basement. I didn't put the suspension on yet because I'm going to make some brackets to reinforce those so they can take the extra stress of going at some higher speeds. There's a transmission. I haven't put that in yet. And all of the other pulleys and levers and stuff I got to install. But right now I'll show you the motor mount. So there's where their motor will go. And I haven't bolted it to the sides yet, but then I also had to make this rear bracket. These bolts you see here and here, there's 4 on each side. Those are U-bolts that mount the idler wheels. And I realized those are going to be under a lot more stress too. These were kind of flexing as it was. So I made this bracket that'll reinforce those and tie the engine together. I'll go around the back and show you the idler wheels. Not a lot of light back here, but there's the idler wheel, and you can see I just bent this 3/4 inch steel bar to make it an eccentric, and then rotate it up or down. That's how I adjust the track tension. But these U-bolts here, what go through the hull and then bolt to those that bracket I just made. So, and you can see I had to cut a hole underneath the engine so I got access to get the belt installed. So next I'll show you the engine. Okay, there the engine is installed. So this is the bulkhead I had, so I'll fill that in with a firewall to separate the engine compartment from the fighting compartment, as it's called. And then this vent on the top is where it draws cold air in. So I'll have a duct coming up, and then the doors, they were just solid sheets of plywood, so I'll have to make vents and connect the duct to the vents in the doors, and then so it'll draw in fresh air here, and then the air blows under this red shield and then out. So then it'll just vent out through this opening. It's hard to see, but it's open under the back here. So that's how it'll circulate cooling air. I'll have to put the gas tank in here. I'm thinking about mounting it up against the firewall, and I might cut a hole. In the real Sherman, there was a fuel filler here, I think one here and one here. So, and then they had an armored circular shield around them. I might do that. I haven't really decided yet. I'll have to see how the tank fits and get that figured out. I got to figure out there's a throttle cable and a choke cable that's obviously not going to be long enough from the lawn tractor, so I'll have to get some longer cables and figure out where I'm going to route those. The belt, once I get the transmission in, there's a pulley about here and another one around here maybe. So the belt's got to go from the bottom of the engine along the floor. This board's going to have to come out, but along the floor to that pulley, over to that pulley, and then back to the engine. So it's a pretty long belt, but I think they go up to 300 inches or something like that, so plenty long. And then Right here, I'll add a tensioner pulley to keep the belt tensioned, because that long and with the chassis flexing, it could get loose. Okay, I'm trying to think what else is next. Yeah, just finish bolting the engine, get the transmission in so I can measure my belt and figure out where I'm going to route my cables so I can order the right length of cables I'm going to need. And then pretty soon I'll be able to fire it up, see if she still runs. Let's see, 4th of July is about 7 weeks out, and so I got a lot left to do. So I'm going to be working on this every weekend that I can from now on until the 4th. So should be a lot more frequent updates from now on, or until the 4th anyway. Okay, I think that's it for today. Thanks for watching.